Have you ever read Udolpho, Mr. Ford?
Udolpho? Oh, Lord, no, not I. I'll never read novels. I have something else to do.
Catherine, humbled and ashamed, was going to apologize for a question, but he prevented her by saying,
Novels are so full of nonsense and stuff. There has not been a tolerably decent one come out since Tom Jones, except The Monk. I read that the other day, but as for all the others, they are all the stupidest things in creation.
Great. So this is a snippet of the conversation between Catherine Morland and John Thorpe in Northanger Abbey. One of my favorite, actually it is my favorite Jane Austen novel, and the primary reason why I wanted to read The Monk in the first place. I mean, I'm a total Jane Austen fangirl, so what she read, I want to read, and obviously she has read it because otherwise she wouldn't have mentioned it in her novel, right? Welcome to Flipflops'N'Notebooks Book Reviews. I am Elliot, and today I am going to talk about The Monk by Matthew Gregory Lewis. Let's get started. Alright, so this was first published in 1796, and I'd say important, or the most important example of Gothic novels out there. It really focused on the idea of horror. And Jane Austen loved that. And maybe made a little bit of fun of it in Northanger Abbey, but that's for another review. Okay, so the details. We have quite a list of characters, but I think the one that I was most interested in was Ambrosio. Although all the other ones, they are great, and they range from over-the-top eccentric to just waiting for their downfall doomed. It was such a wild ride. Yeah. The plot was very interesting, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up because there's a second story that's almost wedged right in the middle of the book. It's like happening right in the middle of this main story. So I have like Ambrosio, yada 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 yada. Anyways, this other story, it's a completely story concluded, and then all of a sudden we go back to Ambrosio. It all makes sense at the end, but it's an odd way to tell a story. The writing, it can be a bit slow at times, but stick with it. I'm telling you, and pay attention to the details because it totally pays off at the end. I'm telling you, and not just because I'm a literary student graduate, studied British literature for like 15 years. No, I'm telling you because this all makes sense and it really, really pays off. It's like a kind of thing. Yeah. Okay, so the verdict. Every time someone mentions The Monk, which isn't very often, unfortunately, I just kind of go, oh, that's a good one. Yeah, you should stick with it. It's going to be good. It's also a favorite among literary students. It's horrid. It's funny. It's suspenseful, and it has a really interesting ending. I highly recommend it. Honestly, yes, I would. Alright, that's enough for me for today. Like the video if you actually did like it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of me, and thanks so much for watching.